Card visuals. You'll find them in most reports as static items simply displaying high-level metrics. Well, today we're going to learn how to change these static cards into dynamic selectable items that change the metric within your visuals. Now, most people don't know how to do this, as it's a really neat trick combining two visuals into one, which allows you to turn your static report into more tailored experiences and giving your users options in terms of what they need to see. So let's go ahead and learn how to build this selectable card in Power BI. It's really simple to implement and takes your reports to that next level. But right before we do, I'll start off by introducing myself. I'm Raja, the Power BI guy, and I teach Power BI, SQL, and just general data content. So for more videos like this, do like and subscribe. But on that note, let's just go ahead and get started. So we're now in Power BI, and as you can see, I currently have orders selected, and in our visuals, orders is the value we can see. Whereas if I then, let's say, select sales and cost, we now have sales and cost appearing in all of the visualizations. So let's learn how to build these dynamic cards within our reports. So what I'll do is create a brand new page, and first let's start off with a card visual. Now in this card, let's introduce some measures that we want to select and be the metrics for our various visualizations. So I'll start off with cost, and this measure is simply a sum of sales minus a sum of our profit. So let's bring that in, and then let's choose orders, which once again is a very simple count rows, and then sales, and finally let's introduce customers. So once you've chosen your metrics, we can then start to work on the formatting for our various cards. So first, if we go to size and style, let's turn off the background, and then if we go to multi-card layout, let's go ahead and turn off the background. And finally, within multi-card layout, let's just adjust the gap to give the cards some more room between our various spaces. Now it's up to you if you want this to be horizontal, vertical, or let's say a grid. It works either way in terms of selecting your items. So once we've selected our various metrics, let's now create a field parameter for our various selectable measures that we'll place into our next visual. So if we go to modeling and then select new parameter, fields, we now need to bring in our metrics in the same order we did within our actual cards themselves. So if we go to our table, and let's first start off with cost, we then brought in orders, then sales, and finally we introduced customers as the baseline for all of our selections. So we have them in the right order. Let's go ahead and select create, which will build a new table which stores our various selectable metrics as parameters within this table. So once we have that, let's go ahead and remove the slicer. And now if we select the button slicer within our build panel, we can then introduce our parameter into this button slicer. And as we can see, it follows the same order as our cards. So let's work on the formatting of this visual. So first, if we go to size and style, turn off the background, and then if we turn off the title, we now have our cards. Let's go to multi-button layout, and as currently we have 4 items going horizontally, let's change our columns to 4. And then what we'll do is adjust our gap as we did that within our card. So let's just increase that for now. And then if we go to call out, let's turn off the value as we don't need them as we have that within our cards. And then finally, if we go to our buttons, Currently this is set to the default state, so when nothing's selected, so let's turn the background off. And then for our border, let's make the width 2. So now that we have the baseline for our button selector, let's now drag this over our cards and then adjust this to fit our various cards that exist within our card slicer. So once you're happy and it fits the spaces very nicely, we can then adjust the formatting of our button slicer. So let's select our button slicer and then go back to buttons, and then for our selected state we want the border to be a blue, or in this example I want this to be blue. So if I select an item, that border is then blue. For our hover state, currently that's going black. So if we go to background and then turn the transparency up to about 89%, we can see when we hover, it looks like they're selectable items. And then for our press state, once again, if we go to background, let's turn the transparency up. And finally, let's just change the transparency to 76%. So we now have the baseline for our selectable cards. Let's just make the width slightly bigger of our border. So what we'll do is go to our border in our selected state, make the width 2, and then once we have that button selected, if we go to format, and then bring that to front. Now when we select over our various buttons, we aren't selecting the cards behind them. Our buttons are always at the front. And then for our visuals, we want to ensure whenever we have values, instead of bringing in the measures, if we bring in our parameter into our y-axis, and then let's say our month into our x-axis, our selected item is what will be showing within our various cards. So we can see currently that's cost. If we select orders, that then becomes orders. Or we could demonstrate this within a card visual, where if we bring in our parameters and then select sales, that then changes. Now to select multiple, if we go to our slicer settings and turn off single select, we can then choose multiple items at the same time. Now in terms of design, this is currently going grey. When we hover over the item, we could change that to be slightly more aligned with our various borders. So it's all about messing around with the button state. So for hover, instead of a grey, if we select a blue, it's now going blue when we hover over our various items. And finally, as mentioned, currently we're doing this horizontally, but if we change, let's say, our cards and the multi-card layout from horizontal to vertical, we could do the same with our various buttons, where we change the layout to, let's say, vertical. And then once again, all you need to do is align your various buttons with the borders of the cards. Or if it was a grid, but we change that to then be a grid where we only have 2 columns, and do the same for our button. We change that from vertical to grid. We could change that to 2 rows and 2 columns, and then place that over our cards. And that's how we build this card slicer within our reports. Hi everyone, welcome to the Power BI beginner to intermediate course, where we'll go from absolutely zero to being able to produce dashboards that are insightful but also designed to a high standard. Now throughout this course we'll go through theory against various topics in detail, but then also head into Power BI where you can follow along and implement that learning.